19th of November 2025, the Digital Sun developer released their game called Moonlighter 2 into the early access, currently with 17% discount. This is just a small review for you if you are struggling to decide to buy the game or wait. First of all, when I saw the game released on Steam, it was kinda surprise for me, because I didn't know much about the game. I just heard that Moonlighter 1 was really successful. 6 months ago, I saw some short video talking about the second game currently in development, but I haven't remembered when the game should be released. When the game came out, I immediately opened the Steam page and I saw all reviews mostly positive. I read some comments. Negative reviews were mostly only about performance. So I was not sure if I should buy the game or not, but I like shopkeeping games and I also enjoy action adventures, so I decided to give it a go. And oh boy, I'm glad I did. The game will quickly show you the basic game mechanics and then you are on your own. The whole game concept is to go kill some monsters, loot the chests, and then sell the items from the chests when you come back to your village. When you are looking at the game loop from one perspective, it is very simple. When I say simple, it is really easy to understand, but on the other hand, it is quite deep, so you will not lose interest quickly. In this video, we will look into few of the game mechanics, so you can decide if you wanna buy the game or not. When we are talking about the core loops, I would say there are 3 core loops in the game, so let's deep dive. The first core loop is about going out to the map, choosing the right floors, fighting enemies, and looting the chests. The second core loop, I would say, is a big deal. When you are opening the chests on the end of each segment of the map, you will find the items inside. It would be very easy if you would only just need to loot the chests and go to the next stage. But when you are looting the chest, you will quickly find out that you cannot loot everything and you need to decide what to do with those items. But looting itself has quite nice logic into it. You have multiple items that can do multiple things. For example, you have an item that burns the other item, and when you burn an item, the second item will disappear. But when you use different item on the first item, which will give it armor, then when you burn the armored item, the item will just lose armor, but you will keep it in your inventory. Items can have different properties. Not every single item have the same value. The value of item can be explained by rarity, which is green, gray, blue, and yellow. But the value of the items can also depend on the stars. Let's say the item that has 1 star only will sell for far less than the item that has 20 stars. And when we are looting the chests, some items will simply provide more stars to the items next to them, or to the items in the same row, or to your entire inventory. I don't want to waste your time and go crazy into the details, but let me tell you, so far I found 3 maps, and every single map has a different itemization mechanic, let's say. So you are not learning only about the enemy patterns, but you are also learning about the itemization and the mechanics, how to make items stronger and more valuable. Then there is the third core mechanic. Your shop in the village, the place where you can sell your relics to gain in-game currency, as well as the items themselves or combat. This is also quite simple, but on the other side quite deep. At start is just a guessing game, because every single item has different value and you have no idea what the value is. Some customers will buy your items and they will be very pleased. If the value is very high, your items will not be sold. If the value is very low, items will be sold and you will get hearts. Your shop is very deep and I don't want to go into the specifics right now. Maybe later on I will create an overview, but let me tell you, the dopamine is real. There is also your village. In the village there are multiple merchants that will sell you some improvements to your gameplay. It can be a new weapon, new armor, new trinket, or new trinket to your house. Every single item or purchase will help you to gain more value in your next raid or next selling cycle. There is also meta progression in the form of a big cube that appears in the center of your village, which demands from you to reach a certain threshold in a relic selling. This progression will unlock new quests and new things to buy or new things to upgrade. Let's talk about combat a little bit. Again, I wanna point out that the combat is very simple, because you have your basic attack and your special attack, but on the other hand, you don't really want to get hit by anything. You are trying to preserve your HP, because runs are quite long and you have just a few potions. At the start you have only one potion, but of course, even the potions can be upgraded to have 2, 3, 4, etc. The combat I found very enjoyable. Let's talk about the bosses. Let me tell you, bosses are very difficult. It is not only about their moves, but also the journey to the boss needs to be very clean. You need to stay strong, you need to have a health management, you need to be prepared for the boss. That's right. On the highest difficulty, the boss hits really hard. You're trying to evade every single move, and you also need to have a few potions in your backpack so you can actually survive and kill it. Multiple weapons in the game needs the boss materials. If you are like me and played on the highest difficulty, I can tell you, there will be a learning curve till you finally manage the success and extract. Game is still in early access, but honestly it's very polished. Only negative reviews I saw on Steam are about the performance, which I had not a single issue with. It can either be my computer setup or maybe developers already released a patch that fixed problems. I honestly think this game will slowly get more and more love from the players playing it. Okay, so final verdict, yes, this game is truly worth a buy, even now, in early access. I was worried that this game will be shallow, it will not have a lot of content, or the soul of the game will be very shallow. What I mean by shallow is some of the games nowadays just feel shallow and you don't see the heart that was put into the game. You can see the placeholders, you can see the copy-paste. You can see the characters are copy-paste or the movement is a copy-paste from other game. You can do that right now. Or the enemy patterns can be copied from other games. You can clearly feel it when you are playing such a game. Or you see the same boss movements or the art style. But in this case, I haven't felt that. Actually, I felt something very warm, as it was my home.